Hello! How's everybody doing? Welcome to another Saturday Tech Ambrosia stream. So let's take a look at what we're looking at today. We are looking at a couple of thin clients. Ta-da! A couple of thin clients. We've got this one, which I think is going to be hilarious. This is the GX420. This is a basically embedded Carrizo. So this is embedded bulldozer running at like 16 watts. It's going to be awful. I can't wait to see how it goes. And then the other one I've done some testing on already. I thought this was going to be a pushover, like I'm just going to use this one for my home theater, for a home theater PC. Should be a piece of cake. This is a Pentium Silver J5005, which is the last of the 14 nanometer Intel Atoms. So before we got to the 10 nanometer Atoms, which were actually pretty good, we had one last stinker on 14 nanometer. This is about equivalent performance to like second or third gen, like a second or third gen i5, which is, I mean, it's impressive because it's like 10 watts, but still, a second or third gen i5 is not going to do a whole lot when it comes to gaming or emulating. I got this one because I thought it's got basically Kaby Lake's integrated graphics, including the quick sync support. So I'm like, you know, maybe we could do 4K 60. It'd be kind of cool if it could decode 4K 60. We'll see in a minute. It can't. It super can't. But also I wanted to show you where this came from, because this is kind of funny. So I picked this up on eBay. I didn't realize that this came from, oh, this will focus. Can you see that? There we go. The US Department of Commerce. So if you ever want to talk about an ardent tool of capitalism, that's this, to a T. Good lord. I looked up the service code on this on Dell's website. This still has extended support until August of next year, August 2025. So like there's still a support contract on this thing. I don't know how, but okay. Got a couple of things on the desk here. 2 USB installers. I've got one for Windows 10 here, and then one for, God, I think I tried like 5 different, maybe a half a dozen different Linux distributions. I finally got Nobara Linux to work on this thin client. So we're going to see if it plays nicely on the embedded Carrizo as well. Ta-da! Okay. I am totally expecting something awful to happen. Hey, that's a good sign. So, Nobara Linux wants to kind of brand itself as Steam Deck OS, despite, you know, Valve imminently releasing an actual Steam Deck OS. There we go. Yeah, she's not fast. She's not fast. So what does that mean for a home theater PC? Well, playing videos on this thing, not actually the greatest interface. If you want to play games, Nobara is perfect. Absolutely. Like, you get a controller-based, you know, interface for your games. You can just move through your game library with your controller. You don't ever have to reach for a keyboard and mouse. But if you want to play videos, it's a kind of a different story. Just like that. There's our regular old Linux desktop. Anyway, let's look at what the video performance is like. I've got a couple of copies of Big Buck Bunny on my network, but this works fine. 1080p 24 works fine, but this is the easy stuff. Let's try 1080p 60. Pretty smooth. And yeah, 1080p 60 offline works great, no problems. However, 4K 60 it's a little rough. It's a little rough. Yeah, that's not 60 FPS. That's not even close. And like, if I pull up the system monitor here. Where did I put it? There it is. I saw this in Windows. So this is definitely doing software transcoding, which means, okay, so we're running celluloid here for the video playback. If we do Control H, that should switch to hardware acceleration. And you can see we do drop down a little bit for a moment there in CPU usage, but it's not much. It's definitely software decoding this, which is unfortunate. It is just not fast enough to do this in software. What I found really funny though, is if I pull up Firefox here, which has hardware acceleration enabled, go over to YouTube, we'll get the what is it, the LG 4K OLED test video. This one. Let YouTube load all its JavaScript. There we go. It's loaded all of its JavaScript. So if I hit Stats for Nerds, you can see immediately we're using a lot less CPU here. Well, look at that. Yeah, we're dropping like 1 or 2 frames every couple of seconds. It's running 4K 60 video if it's on YouTube, which makes 0 sense to me. Because this is like, I don't know, what is this, VP9? Yeah, the codec for this is VP9. Okay, apparently this is fine. But I think probably the most disappointing part is if we go back to gaming mode here. And this is where things get a little dicey. It's UHD 605 integrated graphics. It's not exactly high performance, and we're also running this on, you know, DXVK and stuff like that. But this is original Skyrim, not special edition. This should be a piece of cake to run on hardware like this. Oh no. Yep, it's acting like it's been completely reinstalled. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's go. The loading screen is already not giving us a whole lot of hope. 40 FPS on the loading screen. There we go. There's the gaming chops of the UHD 605 under Linux. Oh boy. Ah, it's not great. And the of course, running at 8 frames per second, the latency is really bad. And like this is OG Skyrim, right? Like this is the easy to run version of Skyrim, and it runs like hot garbage. So that's the Pentium Silver. I thought this was going to be just an easy clean sweep. No problem. Just use the Pentium. And between the video playback and the gaming, it's not great. That's not great. So I guess we are going to take a look at the embedded Carrizo and see what it can do. Ta-da! Okay. This thing is wild. Alright, so opening this thing is pretty simple. You pop off the back cover. There's a little lock latch here. You slide that to unlocked. There it is. Yeah, it's just a pain in the butt. It just slides backwards. There. This thing's wild. Have a gander at that. Look at all that stuff in there. We've got an E key, M.2 for a Wi-Fi card. We've got 2 SATA M.2 ports. They include the standoffs and the posts for these. 2 sticks of RAM. So of course, being embedded Carrizo, it's got Radeon graphics built in. I think it's built around GCN3. And I think this one's got the larger version, so like 384 stream processors. So it should be able to game. Maybe. That one's a hex driver. Screw you. Yeah. SSD is in. Should be fun. I think Nobara's gonna have a real fun time booting up on this hardware. Okay, so we've got TPM enabled. Okay, so we are in Nobara without any issues. I need to plug my game controller back in. Oh, she laggy. Oh boy. So this has the R7E integrated graphics, which should be the largest set of integrated graphics that these got. So 384 stream processors. Okay, once again, this has been freshly installed. Let's go. Well, that gives us a whopping 12 FPS. Instead of 9, it is technically better, but it's still quite bad. The latency is way less, surprisingly. You could, if you were a masochist, you could play this. It's surprising how much it's able to do. Alright. Let's see. I'm also very curious if this will run anything else, because the Pentium wouldn't. Like, I've got Redout on here, like the original Redout Enhanced Edition, which is a super easy game to run. And the Pentium just wouldn't do it. Oh, I can actually interact with the menu. I mean, it's 6 FPS, but I can actually interact with the menu. Okay, let's see what this does. I would say that the shaders are not working correctly. Something tells me. Wow, that certainly looks like a game under all that slowdown. This is bad. I mean, at least it's running it. Like, the Pentium wouldn't even do this. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Let's see how this does with video. I don't think it's gonna do great. Unsurprisingly, working fine. 1080p 60. That doesn't look like 60 FPS to me. Let's see if we can enable hardware acceleration. Oh, did that do it? I don't think it is. Let's see what System Monitor says for CPU usage. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be pretty high. Well, we're not. Yeah, we're not maxing out the CPUs. So maybe we do have some hardware acceleration in here. That's interesting. I might be using a embedded bulldozer for my home theater PC. I really thought I was going to use the Pentium. Dang. So let's try the big one. 4K 60. Very bad, we're at 100% CPU usage. Now what if we do Control H? Oh, look at that! Look at that CPU usage! What is this? I mean, it's not 60 FPS, but like, it's definitely trying. That's really cool. Well then, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Ta-da! To play y'all out. It's been a journey. It's been a good night. I'm glad y'all were here for this. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful night, and may the PC Pirates be ever in your favor. Have a good one.